understanding ICT in education, policy and its classroom practice. Because the use of ICT seems to be very new to many of us, it is very important to know the policies that govern ICT. Because we have to share the knowledge we have, then that means that we also need to know the policies before we are arrested for doing something which is not acceptable. Majority of us, we have at least smartphones, and that you have realized how people share messages. For example, on the WhatsApp, on the Facebook, most of these people are unaware of the policies. It might be a group for church members, but someone can post a message which are somehow in line with the politics. You belong to DP, someone brings message concerning NRM, so you end up getting confused, and in the end, misunderstandings can break out. So whenever we are using the same resource, many of us, that means that we need to have rules governing us. If you're in your home and you're alone, you might not need rules. When you marry, you have to introduce rules to follow. We are not catered for. So that's why we need also to come up with our IT policy on education. And each and every teacher training institution is requested to formulate an ICT policy. We are trying to see how best can we use ICT in assessing our learners. So we look at the following learning assessment techniques, and the level Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive domain of objectives. So learning assessment techniques, virtual labs, computer simulation models, case studies, multiple choice questions. So the level, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. Some of you have games on your phones. Maybe it is a game of football. You identify that this is Arsenal, the other one is Man U. So as you are trying to dodge and score, what you are doing is what we refer to as simulation. The same process that you'll go through when you are learning to drive. Sometimes when you are driving this side, but on the seat of the instructor, there also other pedals to control you. So we can use simulation models, more especially in areas where we feel that it is not safe, it is risky. For example, if you are teaching about electricity and you can't take them directly, but at least they can use the models. You see how they have connected the models? Say, here it is wrong, you'd have connected there. Then of course the learner will ask you, my instructor, why is it not allowed to connect here? Rather than taking that learner directly to the real object. Then that other level is application, interactive tutorials, simulations, instruction, games, case studies. That is application, how you are applying the knowledge. Still simulation comes back. As you are using your phone, dodging the potholes, driving a car, you'd find even someone are making the sound like a car. Voo, voo, beep, beep. Sometimes it happens as you are playing the game. So from the playing you are doing the application. So that means that if you happen to get money and buy your car, you'll use these skills. That from here, this is how I'm supposed to dodge, then dodge like this, dodge like the other, till I reach the end. Then knowledge. Things like the flashcards, games, quizzes, They just at that level of knowledge, remembering. So some universities are running away from our system. For example, if you have a friend, if you have any friend who enrolled for a course in the Open University of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. So the system they're using is the process model. They teach you the process. Then it is you to think of. For example, they will give you a curriculum for Uganda, curriculum for Tanzania, curriculum for Kenya. And you analyze the 3 curriculums. After analyzing the 3 curriculums, you look at the common elements in those curriculums, the differences, and advise what should be the most appropriate curriculum for East African countries. That is application. Rather than putting someone on pressure, tomorrow we are having a paper, come and sit an exam. I think their system is good. So we still have a long way to go. But let us keep in prayer. It will happen anytime. Because when you look at this assessment we are doing, the objective assessment, when you are assessing, you assess by basing on what all they have covered. But sometimes these learners are outspotted. Why don't you set an exam and you ask on each and every topic? How do you see? And someone will set an exam, 5 numbers, you attempt 4 numbers. So that is being very unfair, but at least I appreciate that at least at this question here, you try to engage more in the practicals. Rather than as if they do the display, that is good. Let them display what they have. But some students hire machineries to do for them work. Unless you monitor the process. Otherwise they go out there to maybe to a carpenter, bring the finished good.